A brothel is offering free sex with every vaccine. And about 40% of American children think hot dogs are vegetables. And a woman stabbed her male cousin with a knife in a dispute over a borrowed sex toy. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News. I'm sorry, it's Wednesday. Yeah! Free sex with every vaccine. As Austria introduces a mandatory COVID-19 vaccine pass in the coming weeks, one enterprising brothel, aka Palace of Pleasure, is putting its money where it will surely pay off. The Fun Palace, yeah, that's the name of this brothel, the Fun Palace, very original name. They're offering a 30-minute voucher with, quote, a lady of your choice, with every vaccine administered on site, which the club is offering every Monday from 4 to 10 until the end of November when the vaccine rule takes effect. So you guys want some sex with your vaccine? Wow, the things they're giving away with vaccines. I came across a story of, I think it was a place in Oregon that was offering free marijuana with every vaccine. And in Kentucky, you get free teeth with every vaccine. And in Florida, it's a free crack pipe. It's your choice of a free crack pipe or you get to dry hump an alligator for 30 minutes. That's what you get in Florida. JK, guys, JK. But they are trying to get people vaxxed. They're running all of these promotions. This one's pretty fascinating. You get a half an hour with the lady of your choice. All right. In other words, a free handy with every vax, guys. Get yourself a free handy. I'm sorry. Are there kids in the room? I'm sorry. I said handy, guys, on the show. Maybe your children don't know about the handy. Maybe it's time to have the handy talk. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Don't get your parenting advice from me. Okay, so they interviewed the club director. This guy's the director of the Fun Palace. His name is Christoph, and he's Austrian. This is my attempt of acting like Christoph. Here we go. Well, it's actually such a great action to make such a statement, especially in our industry. And now we have a great vaccination site. And we are very popular. People want the vaccination with us because they want a half an hour with the lady of their choice. They want a handy with the vaccine. What can I say? People want the vaccine. They want something with it. We offer bonus. Get yourself a handy with the vaccine. You know, the brothel industry has suffered during COVID. I'm very excited to get the business back up and running. Come enjoy a lady of your choice. Get yourself a vax. Now, this innovative take on getting a jab comes as COVID-19 cases have spiked in Austria, where only 64% of the population is fully vaxxed. In the next few weeks, a double vaccination is going to be required to enter restaurants, theaters, hair salons, and you guessed it, brothels. So you're going to need a vax to get yourself a handy. You want a handy or not? Get yourself a vax. You want to just make out with a lady of your choice? Maybe you want to. You need a vaccination for the dry humping in Austria. The Fun Palace says it actually had a 50% decrease in clientele since the pandemic started. Difficult. It's now hoping the new initiative will keep things up and running. I'm sure that it will. These businesses are suffering. Restaurants are probably suffering. So the new initiative will save businesses like the Fun Palace. There you can get yourself a handy! 40% of American children think hot dogs are vegetables. Many children in the U.S. appear to be extremely hazy on the details about where the food they eat on a daily basis actually comes from, especially when it comes to meats. Well, in their defense, I don't know what a hot dog is either. I think it's lips and buttholes, but I don't know. In shocking new research spotted by the Sapien Journal, scientists have discovered that children are surprisingly terrible at identifying where certain kinds of meat come from. Alarmingly, nearly 40% of children interviewed for the research believed that hot dogs actually come from plants. I don't know why you would think that. More than 46% thought French fries were a type of animal. Come on, really? What kind of kids did you interview? Floridians? A shocking 41% were unable to correctly pinpoint that bacon comes from any animal at all. Oh, no, poor kids. See, guys, this is why we need help over here. The public education in the U.S. is Absolutely abominable. And this is the fallout. You get just, we're building a very, how do I say this? A little slow foundation for our future here. They're just a little slow. They need some help here. Now, why? Why do children think a hot dog is celery? Let's find out. The root of the issue may be what is often referred to as the meat paradox. The fact that children are aware producing meat products entails animal suffering while still endorsing the empathetic treatment of animals. This may be the result of parents being hesitant to teach their children where meat products come from, which is concerning, given that children's tastes and propensity to eat meat could eventually have significant impacts on climate change. It's also concerning because your kids are going to be stupid. And isn't that embarrassing enough? Do you want your child out there walking around thinking bacon grows on a tree? How about that? Come on. Parents ought to teach their kids where the meat comes from. They're saying that maybe they don't. I don't know where hot dogs come from. Did I already mention that? It's bum holes, nipples, lips, and discarded eye sockets, earlobes. It's horse earlobes, is it not? What is it? Does anybody know what it is? No clue what a hot dog is. I did an article that said every time you eat a hot dog, it takes 37 minutes off your life. Do you guys remember that? All those baseball games, guys. Is it worth it? Sure, it's worth it because those minutes coming off the tail end, who cares? Those are the worst minutes of my life anyways. They're probably filled with pain. I don't care. Take them off my life if I want a hot dog. Damn it. Okay, back to the kids that are completely naive about where food comes from. It says here that even chicken nuggets, a food that has an animal in its name, was still categorized as a plant-based food by more than a third of the children that they sampled. It says here from the researcher, well, overall, children appear to reject the idea of certain animals as food sources, which we know to be a culturally inaccurate rejection. It says here, the findings could bode very badly for the future of our planet. Oh no, time to get ominous with my voice. Without sufficient knowledge about where food comes from, particularly when it comes to meat products that have a far larger carbon footprint than plant-based foods, the palates and preferences of the next generation are less likely to change for the better. So I guess what they're saying is tell your kids that what they're eating is an animal so that in the future they'll save the planet. Is that what they're saying? Meanwhile, though, you're going to horrify them. See, this is the other thing that's going on. The kid's like, this is good. What is it? And you mean your natural answer isn't to go, that's a cow, honey. Oh, I really like this. What is this thing that I'm eating? It was sizzling. That's a beautiful little pig, my dear. That's what you're eating. It's basically just to assuage their feelings, I'd imagine. But eventually, like a sex talk, you're going to just have to have that conversation and say, hey, you know what? You're eating a little bunny right now, a cute little bunny in that stew of yours. Yeah, doesn't the bunny taste good, baby? Yeah. Yay! You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. A Kentucky woman stabbed a male cousin in a dispute over a borrowed sex toy. Because in Kentucky, they share everything. A woman was arrested after an argument with her male cousin over a borrowed sex toy, and it ended with her taking a knife to him. According to the court documents, 33-year-old Crystal Denham called the police to her house after stabbing her cousin Michael Barton. Barton had reportedly come to her home, and they were fighting over a sex toy, it says here, which Denham had borrowed from him and wanted it back. The two were neighbors as well as cousins, as well as parents together, because this is Kentucky. Who asks their cousin to borrow a sex toy? And also you're the other gender. What kind of sex toy are we sharing here? Guys, what is going on? There's not a photo of the sex toy. I want to see what it is. It says here at one point during the conversation, Barton grabbed Denham by the elbow after she demanded that he get off her property. Denham reacted by using a kitchen knife she had been holding to stab him. She reportedly, quote, didn't think she even drew blood. What's the big deal? This is her statement. I didn't even draw blood. What's the big deal? Oh, that's what he gets for stealing my rabbit. Oh. Police have confirmed that Barton actually suffered some minor cuts and that there was blood as a result of the stabbing. He told the police about the argument and alleged that he was trying to leave when his cousin began, quote, acting cray, acting cray, as they do. Denham was sweeping her porch when the police arrived on the scene. That's a very important detail. Thanks for telling me that. I want to know what she's doing when you arrived. Was she's sweeping the porch? She wasn't using the sex toy on the porch? Good to know. Denham was arrested and held at the detention center. When officers told her she was being taken into custody and being brought to a detention center, reportedly she began to scream that she would not be arrested. And she, quote, formed a fist with each of her hands and then bladed her body in a fighting stance, swelled her chest out, and began approaching an officer who was able to make her compliant in short order, which is fancy language for, he tased that lady. He tased that dumb bee. Wow, Kentucky, man. You guys are really, right alongside Florida, you're really doing it. I still can't get over the fact that cousins are borrowing sex toys. Opposite genders borrowing, like the guy's borrowing the sex toy from the lady or vice versa. Who shares sex toys with their cousin? Who shares their sex toy with anybody? I mean, yeah, your lover, okay? Yeah. I imagine this, lesbians, of course. Am I going to get canceled for saying this? I imagine lesbians share their sex toys, right? Maybe. You share with your cousin? What do you borrow from cousins? Clothes, maybe. Clothes. Hey, can I borrow your PlayStation for a weekend? Can I borrow maybe your car? Maybe. This is Kentucky, so maybe they're like, can I borrow your meth lab for the weekend? I need to make some extra money. But a sex toy. I don't know, guys. Maybe you can educate me. 646-450-2012. Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got the weirdest news for your ear. I'm recording in the hot closet. I don't know what really rhymes with closet. What's going on? This is your trusty host, 5 days a week coming at you with the weirdness. I want to thank everyone who sent me articles. Very helpful. You can always do that to funnyjones@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on the Instagram at funnyjones. People have been reaching out to me on there, and I'm grateful. Appreciate you guys. I love to hear from my weirdos on Instagram. It's great. Shout out to Lily, who left that amazing message yesterday. I forgot to give her some love on the outro. Lily, so sweet, so supportive of the show. Lily left that nice phone call urging people to join the Patreon for the holidays to help support the Weird AF News production. And I thought that was very gracious and selfless and thoughtful and loving and caring and all those nice words that we affiliate with the holidays. You know how the holidays are. And so thank you, Lily. Appreciate that. If you guys would like to join the Patreon, as Lily suggested, you can go to patreon.com/weirdafnews, and you get extra Weird AF content with the Patreon, and you get your name up on the studio wall. Isn't that cool? Who doesn't want their name on the studio wall right next to my face? I mean, is that not the coolest thing or what? Anyways, you can also join the Patreon by going to weirdafnews.com. That's right, baby. Well, I hope you're having a good week thus far. And we'll see you tomorrow, my friends.